Answer on this one should be 1. Answer should be 123. Answer should be -3. The answer is -40. Answer is -2. Pick a number from 1 to 10 and drop it off up here. The winning numbers today are 3 and 10. Next up is the homework check, which would be the after-test assignment from Friday. The objective today is to evaluate a function. The learning target, I can evaluate binomial, trinomial, and quadratic functions. Example problem number 1. F of x, and this is how it's pronounced. F of x equals 3x minus 2. And you must evaluate if you have f of 5, which means 5 goes in everywhere you see an x. So you would go back through and plug in 5 everywhere you see an x. So 3 times 5 minus 2 is 15 minus 2, so the final answer is 13. These are similar to the warm-up quizzes, except these will go much further than that. Example number 2. F of x equals -3x minus 6. We must evaluate for -2. So f of -2 would equal -3 times -2 and then minus 6. That is -6 minus 6, which is a final answer of -12. Practice problem number 1. On the practice problem, f of -1 is 6 times -1 minus 11. That's -6 minus 11, which is also -17. Bonus problem number 1. For the bonus, you should have f of -3 equals 4 times a -3 minus 5. That's a -12 minus 5, which is -17. Practice problem number 2. On the practice, f of 0 is -4 times 0 minus 3. That is 0 minus 3, which is a -3. Bonus problem number 2. F of -1 is -1 minus 2. So that's 1 minus 2, which is a -1. Example number 3. F of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 1. We have to find f of 2. So that would be 2 squared plus 2 times 2 minus 1. That is 4 plus 4 minus 1, which is 8 minus 1. So the final answer will be 7. Remember, you have a notebook check at the end of each 9 weeks, and you have to have all your notes from the example problems. If all you do is copy down the problem and then watch the solution, you can always go back later and work it out yourself. Or you can find it on YouTube and watch it, pause it, and write them down to put them in your notes. Example number 4. F of x equals 3x squared minus 5x. We have to find f of -1. So f of -1 is going to be 3 times -1 squared minus 5 times -1. -1 squared is 1. Minus 5 times -1 is going to be plus 5. 3 plus 5 gives us a final answer of 8. Practice problem number 3. On the practice problem, f of 3 is negative 3 times 3 squared and then minus 3. 3 squared is 9. Multiply that by a negative 3 to get negative 27. Subtract 3 and you should get a negative 30. Bonus number 3. F of negative 2 is going to be 4 times negative 2 squared plus 5 times negative 2 plus 1. Negative 2 squared is 4, and then we're going to have plus 5 times negative 2, which is a negative 10, so we'll make it minus 10, and then plus 1. 16 minus 10 plus 1. 16 minus 10 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Practice problem number 4. On the practice problem, f of negative 3 is negative 5 times negative 3 squared plus a negative 3 minus 1. Negative 3 squared is 9. And then we'll have minus 3 from the plus minus. Negative 5 times 9 is negative 45. Subtract 3 to get negative 48. And subtract 1 to get negative 49. Bonus problem number 4. Alright, f of negative 3 should be 3 times negative 3 squared plus 4 times negative 3. You put a negative 3 in everywhere you see an x. Negative 3 squared is 9. And then plus 4 times a negative 3, which I could have simplified to minus 12, which I'll do now. And the final answer is 15. These speed problems have no bonus on the front end for the first one. They're simply 2 million to the first 7 that come up here. 2 million to the first 7. The answer on this one should be negative 19. Answer on this one should be 21. Answer should be 10. Answer should be a negative 10. Answer on this should be 41. Example number 5. F of x equals x cubed plus x squared. So f of 3 would be 3 cubed plus 3 squared. 3 cubed is 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3. That is 27. And 3 squared is 9. Your final answer should be 36. Example number 6. F of negative 2 should be negative 2 cubed plus 2 times negative 2 squared minus a negative 2 and then plus 1. A negative 2 cubed. If you have a negative number and you cube it, the answer is negative. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, but this must be a negative 8. That comes from this. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 would be a negative 8. And then we have negative 2 squared. That's 4. 4 times 2 is 8. A double negative makes it plus 2 and then plus 1. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. Add 2 to that to get negative 2, and your final answer is negative 1. Practice problem number 5. So f of negative 2 is going to be 4 times negative 2 cubed plus 2 times negative 2 minus a negative 2 and then plus 1. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. And 2 times a negative 2 is negative 4. Your double negative there becomes plus 2. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. We will take away 4 from that to get negative 36. And then add 2 to get negative 34. And add 1 to get negative 33. Bonus problem number 5. F of 2 is 4 times 2 cubed, and 2 cubed is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Remember, you must do 8 cubed, or 2 cubed first. It's not 4 times 2, which is 8, and then cube it. You don't do that. You do 2 cubed to get 8, and then multiply by 4 to get 32. Practice problem number 6. F of negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 squared plus 4 times negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. And of course this will give us a minus 12. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. Take away 12 to get a negative 39. Common mistakes are to do this. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, and square it to get 81. That will get you the wrong answer. You have to do the x squared first, which is 9, and then multiply by negative 3 to get negative 27. Subtract 12, and that's how we get the final answer. Bonus problem number 6. F of negative 1 is 7 times negative 1 squared minus 3 times negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1, and then we have a double negative here to get plus 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. Example problem number 7. You have a quantity in here, but it doesn't change anything. You simply plug in the value for x and then simplify. F of 4 would be the quantity squared of 4 plus 1. Close the quantity and then plus 2 times 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. We will go back and square that to come up with 25. 2 times 4 is 8, and the final answer should be 33. Example number 8. F of 2 is 3 times the quantity squared of 2 plus 2, close the quantity, and then plus 3 times 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, and we will go back and square that to get 16. And then of course 3 times 16 is 48. 3 times 2 is 6. Your final answer should be 54. Practice problem number 7. On the practice, f of negative 2 is 2 times the quantity of negative 2 minus 1, square the quantity and close it, minus 2 times a negative 2. So negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, and we can go ahead and do this to get a plus 4. Negative 3 squared is 9. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 4 is 22. Bonus problem number 7. F of 2 is 4 times the quantity squared of 2 times 2 minus 1, close the quantity, and minus 3 times 2. Inside the parentheses we'll have 4 minus 1, and then we'll go back to do that and get 3. And of course 3 squared is 9. 4 times 9 is 36, minus 6 is 30. Homework is up next.